When they come into the ring, your first class will be by their pins, and they will be coming to the staging area when they are released in the barn. Your first class will be your weights of 210 to 220.
While our open weight class comes on out, we would like to introduce our judge. He is originally from Elkhart, Indiana. His name is Connor Brew. He became very involved in showing as well as judging while he attended South Plains College in Leeland, Texas. He then made his way to Texas Tech University to complete his bachelor's degree in animal science with a business concentration. Connor and his wife Mallory currently reside in Lubbock, Texas, where he serves as livestock judging coach at South Plains College. He enjoys evaluating shows and working with youth nationwide. We'd like to welcome him to the Mason County Fair. Please give him a round of applause. Exhibitors, please hold your show stick or cane in the ear to make sure you are in class. Leah Mays, Zoe Glenn, and Levi McKenzie.
For our underweight class, the judge will be giving red, white, and blue ribbons because this is considered an open class. And the rest of our market hog show, the kids will be getting blue ribbons.
welcome here and good evening here to your pig show. Said I had a very good time this morning working with your showman. I was really impressed all the way through. The species, your young people were really good. The stock were nice and the presentation was really fun. So I'm looking forward to not only this evening, but here's your work through the rest of the week. We've got 3 pigs here in kind of your underweight division, so you got to weigh out some things if you would. To me, I just go back and where I want to lay the foundation for your pig show is just genuine width, true product, and muscle, and yet still being flexible. And again, have a real product, yet still very, very nice from a show pig perspective. The young lady there in the middle with the gilt, the chrome gilt, she's going to be your class winner here in this class, if you would. I thought that gilt was just a little more powerful than the rest, very stout, very muscular, a little weird at her ham loin, and it could be a little stouter in her bone, but I thought that was a very nice gilt. I thought second and third, and this group had some discussion. I went back to, again, just genuine width. As the hogs come under me, which one has more rib, real muscle, and just true power from end to end? And that's the young man there in the glasses. His bear is going to be second here in the group. And buddy, he's a little plain in terms of his muscle shape down his top line. He's not as fresh in terms of his hair and his skin as what the young lady's bear is. But he's a very, very loose bear that's got some width and some power to him. Young lady, I want to commend you here in the pink shirt. So I think your pig, as far as skin and hair presentations, as good as you can make them. You've done a good job at home. He's very well broke. He moves good for you here. And he's a nice body, good fed type of a pig. As he comes right at me, he's a little closed up, a little narrow in terms of his chest, and I wish he was a bit wider throughout. And we just need to power that pig up, but I do like this kind very well. So that was a good way to start your pig shows. I think we got a big class here in class 1. Pay these 3 off for their hard work with a nice hand here, guys.
That's at the very end.
For our open class winner, that was Leia Mays. We had in second Levi McKenzie, and Zoe Glenn came in third in that class for open. Next up will be our Market Hog first class. Pigs weighing 210 to 220.
wonderful, guys. As we get started here in your first class, we've got a big group, and I understand we're kind of changing some things around than years past, so allow us to kind of catch a good pace of where we're going to pin pigs back and get everybody drawn out. So we're going to try to make sure, again, every single kid gets talked to, their pig gets talked about, and hopefully it's a learning experience as we move through the evening. So just give us here. We're going to drop some kids out one by one or two by two and kind of talk about them. I like these 4 pigs. I think they set the bar really, really well for where we need to go in our pig show. I think there's some differences amongst the top 2. I kept coming back to which one struck me just a little harder out of the initial sort. I like hogs again. I have muscle and have shape. At the end of the day, they got to look like show pigs to me from the profile and still move accordingly. That's why I like the young lady in the yellow shirt here. She's going to be your class winner amongst this group. If you would, give her a hand. I like this gilt so well in terms of her freshness, and that's not just meaning skin and hair and all the cool stuff. You've done a good job with that. I commend you there. But really, that gilt's fresh in her back. She's got a beautiful look from the side. Really nice in terms of her front foot. I thought she was more youthful than the pig coming in behind. Had more true, real shape and freshness down her top. She gets a little tight at times, and she's not just as soft-bellied in body as maybe my ideal, but I thought that was a really nice pig. Young man with the solid black bear, you're going to be second. I like that pig really, really well. He's stout and really, really muscular in his kind. And he's actually just a little bigger bone, bigger body, and he's got more just width and spread than maybe what your class winner does. Buddy, for me, for where we're at in class 1 and a lightweight, he looks a little mature about his front end. He's a little plain in the shape down his top line, and I didn't read him just as square in terms of his build as your class winner. But man, we got 10 classes to go, but I think you're going to have to try pretty hard. I think those are 2 nice pigs there on the top end. 3rd and 4th, also, I thought I had some discussion there. I like the young lady on the far side with her gilt to be 3rd, because I thought that gilt as well really looked a lot like what your class winner did from the profile. Gilt's got some look to her, some style from the profile, a very nice balanced gilt. Young lady, for me, why I have you a 3rd here in the division is I need just a little more rib and just a little bit more fill and body to that gilt. She's a little harsher centered and just in terms of her midsection, but a very nice gilt from the profile. Young man, you're going to be 4. That bear is very interesting. He is a chunky one, there's no doubt about it. Got the big bone, the big rib cage, lots of muscle. He's a little tight for me in terms of his structure, and I wish he'd get out and go. But those 4 pigs are very, very nice. We can go ahead and start letting 5, 6, and 7 out here as we work through the division. But again, those 4 pigs, very interesting. A lot of differences you can talk about. Young man drops out his pig here in 5th, and again, we can go ahead and let 6 and 7 out if you guys want. But this bear here in 5th, he is a real powerful one, buddy. You've done a good job getting you a wide, big rib, real productive bear on feed here. He is real easy feeding, muscular type of a pig. Buddy, he's a little chubby down his top line for me. I'd like to give him just more real shape to maximize just what he has from a muscle perspective. He's a little plainer in terms of his shape. He's a little tighter in terms of his movement. I had you in 5th though, because I thought that was a really wide, efficient, productive type of a barrel. This gilt here's got a lot of real shape, and that's why I think these 2 have some discussion here. She is real lean and very expressive in terms of her muscle system. But as well with that, she's got a really nice look through her front end. My problems are with her as she goes away. She's a little smaller and tighter in terms of her bone and her step. She gets a little weird in terms of her spine as well. I'd like to just level her out in terms of her structure as you study that gilt there in motion. A lot of the same can be said about this young man coming in next. You got a really nice gilt in terms of just a real muscle expression and shape and cutability from end to end. A real lean, hard, expressive type of a gilt. She's a little straight in terms of her structure as well, and as she gets out here, just a little tight in terms of her movement. She too could be softened up just a little bit, but a really nice gilt in terms of muscle shape here. We come down the line, we can go ahead and let the next 3 out if you guys want here. We got 3 pigs that have some differences in terms of kind, so it depends on where you want to go. I like real muscle and just power and shape sort them, and that's where I got the young man there in the 8th spot. Real powerful type of a bear. The young lady right here has one that's got a really good look, a really nice pattern. I didn't think he was just as wide and as bold and muscular young lady as a couple others along the line. Young lady, we're going to round out here with one that I think is real flexible and real productive, an easy feeding, good structure type of a barrel. With that structure, young lady, I wish he had just a little bit more shape down his top line. He's just a little frailer in terms of his makeup. So 10 very nice, 11 nice hogs there if you guys would. Give all of them a nice round of applause once again, please.
So our class winner for class 1 was Henley Taylor. In second, we had Josiah Zellmer. Third place, we have Victoria Rainey. Fourth place, we had Landon Kiefer. Fifth place, we had Jacob Bush. Sixth place, we had Ricky Jordan. Seventh place, we had Benjamin Withrow. Eighth place, we had Mark Eli Cade. Ninth place, we had Julie Kessel. And 10th place was Braylee Wall. Second class coming out is pigs weighing 225 to 230. We'd like to take a minute now to thank some of our sponsors. First planters this year were purchased locally by the Mason County Career Center, and they were designed and printed by the graphic design class. The mulch in the show ring was donated by DJM Hardwoods and Veneer, located in West Columbia. We'd also like to say a thank you to Jack Rittemeyer for the new concrete pad for the scales in the show ring. Please give those sponsors a round of applause. This is your class. Again, this is the weight 225 to 230.
Let's get a little smaller type class this year. We only got 6 amongst this group. We'll leave them all out here and let them drive just a little bit longer. I said in showmanship earlier, and I hope it didn't sound too critical or too harsh, but you don't know exactly what you're going to expect as a show judge each every time you take a microphone, you take a flight to go judge. You don't know what you're going to get. This is a really, really good class, and I say that before, but I really look forward to seeing how these hogs stack up as we go through the drive. It's a really close call for second and third, a non-negotiable class winner, and I think she's awfully good. This little young lady right in front of me has got her. Congrats to her. Give her a nice hand, please. And that gilt is real impressive, and it starts everywhere, mainly up front. In terms of just true stoutness of face, stoutness of head, and forearm and chest, that gilt is pried open. She has a big butterfly back, and hopefully we can all see that around ringside. The curl and just the fresh spread and definition down her back line is so hard to create. With that gilt handles it really well. She's got a little water in her ears, so she's just wanting to duck her head here at times, and she'll maybe separate just right in her loin edge, and the way it ties into her hook bone. But that gilt is awfully interesting, and she's going to be in for the long haul. I have a very good feeling. I thought second and third was really close in this drive. I like the young man here to be second, and I think that gilt is just really nice in terms of her design from the profile. In relation to the one in third, I thought she was sounder in terms of her feet and her legs and her structure. At the end of the day, I like muscle, I like shape, but the hole's got to be able to move as we study them. That gilt's real fresh, great in her presentation. The young man's done an awesome job with her at home. Real sound, just a little narrow as she comes at you in relation to your winner. Buddy in the pink shirt, tall young man, you're going to be third here in the drive. I thought that gilt, and contrary to what the gilt was in front of her, she has an awesome shape, and he's really done a good job getting her back rolled up into her. A real nice pattern gilt with a big shape down her top line. Buddy, for me, she was a little tight in terms of her structure in relation to the two gilts ahead. That's why I slotted her in third. I'd just like to free her up the longer we drove her here. Young man right here, in the green, you're going to be 4 in this group, and I thought you brought a really nice gilt in terms of look and style and pattern here from the profile. She comes and she goes right at me. She's a little flat in terms of her muscle, buddy, and I wish she had just a little bit more stoutness and power in relation to the pigs ahead of you. I thought I got close again. I like the little young lady with the blue gilt there to be next in line. She's going to be 5th in this class. when you got a pig that's a little stubborn and just doesn't want to get out and drive for us, but that gets very, very opened up, and a muscular type of a pig, maybe just a little plain in relation to a few others there in line. Come in next, we round out and conclude here with the pig as well, trying to be an escape artist over there on us. But the young man's done a very nice job with a good body pig that's efficient in terms of her kind. Funny, a lot like a couple pigs ahead of us, she comes right at me in terms of her chest. She's a little flat in terms of her muscle. But again, you've done a very nice job. He and the rest of them deserve a good round of applause once again, if you guys would.
That was class 2. In 6th place there we had Corey Gold. In 5th place we had Haley Bonecutter. 4th place we had Wade Watson. 3rd place we had David Zelmer. 2nd place we had Hayden Taylor. And in 1st place we had Kaylin Moore. This is class 3 with weight hogs 235.
This is a really nice class of 5 young men doing a good job with their show pigs here. Before we place them, get them in line here, pay them off for their efforts this summer here with a nice round of applause, please. This class has more challenge to me because we have a lot of different kinds to kind of navigate and sort through. We got a couple ornery pigs that are just wanting to fight the gate and know where the out gate is, so just trying to weigh some things out was a bit challenging. No questions asked though when he wants to be a show pig, which one my favorite one is. And this little young man there with the wide belted one with the mullet right there, blue shirt, trying to get out and be an escape artist once again. But that's a nice pig, and he is real nice from the profile, and that's where I think he kind of beats the hogs coming in behind. He's a really nice pattern show bear that's real sound and flexible and mobile on his feet and legs. Still got plenty of shape and plenty of muscle there in his own right. I won't tell you it's just the thickest or truly stoutest one here in the drive, but that's the one I can kind of hang my hat on in terms of balance and structure and really being able to last a drive for a long time. So I thought the pigs in second and third were more similar than not, and probably both just a little stouter in terms of their muscle than what your class winner is. I like the other young man here with the mullet and the red shirt to be second here in this group. I thought that was a really nice bear in terms of power and muscle, a wide-chested hog that comes at you good. He's good in his center body as well. Young man's done a good job getting him driving for us here, maybe even just a little bolder than what your class winner is. He's a little plain down his top side, and he's just a little tight in terms of his build in relation to your winner. I thought that was a really nice muscular bear there. I like the young man right in front of me here and kind of the gray shirt, green shirt here to be third in the class. Really nice, again, in terms of his bulk and width and muscle, a little plain. And just mainly for me, buddy, as he drives right away from me, he's a little tight in terms of the structure up either end of his body there. Young man with the glasses, you're going to be next in line with your kind of spot back gilt over there. She is a knothead and just wants to fight and run on him. But that is a really shapely gilt that's expressive in her muscle, real lean, high-cut ability. She's a little tight in terms of her body, and I wish I could just soften her up in terms of her kind. Buddy, I thought earlier today in showmanship, and once again, you do a really good job with this bear because he's good-bodied, he's real good feeding type of a hog for you, and you do a good job getting him moving and studying him there in motion in terms of soundness of build. I wish he was a little bigger in terms of his bone and just his muscles. I got right in and right in front of him, buddy, but you did a really nice job with him there. So give them all another nice round of applause. That was a good class, a really tough group, a good showman down the line.
That was class 3 with hogs weighing 235. In 5th place, we had Isaac Lewis. In 4th place, we had Tyler Jordan. In 3rd place, we had Liam Bush. 2nd place, Owen Bush. In 1st place, River Russell. Fourth class coming up is hogs weighing 240. Judge, this is your class. Hogs weighing 240.
Another very interesting class of 6. A lot of differences to discuss amongst this particular group. My favorite one, though, in terms of just structure and build and really being able to get out here and move and get around the ring, it still accommodates it with a wide chest, plenty of power, and big bone work here. I like the young man with the mullet with the blue checkered shirt directly in front of me here. He's going to be your class winner. I really like that gilt, buddy. And just in terms of her profile, you keep her at a good speed, and she really gets out and Cadillacs and cruisers around for you very well. She's probably not just the widest, as she just goes right away from you, and she can be a little stronger on her front foot, and that maybe allows her to run downhill just a little bit. But I thought as far as just flexibility, genuine skeletal width, and looking like a nice show kilt there from the profile really suited me well. Buddy with the black golf polo right here with the wide belted bear, you're going to be second here in this group, buddy. I really like that bear's freshness. You've done a great job. He is hairy and very, very fresh and great in terms of presentation. Clearly the work's been put in at home, buddy, and he's got a real good shape behind his shoulder, a nice pattern there from the profile. Buddy, why I have you second here in the group is he's a little tighter as he drives right away from me in relation to what our class winner is, and I wish I could just pull him apart at the ground there to match him, but I thought that was a very, very nice pair. Your third's going to be the young man there right there at the gate with a real expressive gilt. That gilt, as you guys can tell along this side here, just as fresh and as muscular as you can make one down her top line. Real lean and just expressive all the way through. She's a little hard in terms of her body for me, maybe just a little tighter in terms of her structure as well. But buddy, you've done a good job at just keeping her fed to be expressive and real lean in terms of her muscle shape. The young man here, right in front of me with the white belted bear, number 146 there on the back tag. You're going to come in next here in the group. You're going to be fourth. That's another nice pig in terms of just flexibility, body type, and able to get out and go. Of the next three, he's probably the lightest muscled in terms of his power and can be opened up just a little bit. That's that young man right here, but a very, very nice pig in his own right here. The next two are close for me, between 5th and 6th. We got a good looking gilt that the young man brings us, the blue one, a real pretty one. We got a real powerful one right here in terms of muscle, so you just want to figure out where you want to go. I like the muscle and just the power of the young man in the blue checkered shirt to come in next. Real wide, a productive, big rib type of a barrel. Buddy, for me, he's a little tight in terms of his hip and his hind leg. He's got a little bit of a hitch in his getting long and just a little plainer in terms of his back shape as well. Buddy, we're going to round out with your blue gilt here. That one's got a nice look to her from the profile. She's long-bodied, she's extended, she's real sound. In relation to the gilt, or bear ahead of you there, I'd just like to open her up and give her a little more product and muscle to her there. He concludes a good class, though. Please pay him off with a nice round of applause here if you guys would.
Finishing up class 6, so 6th place we have Austin Dean. 5th place we have Jeremiah Hardy. 4th place is Levi Dean. 3rd place is Trey Gilkey. 2nd place, Hudson Taylor. And your 1st place is Grayson Adams. Class 5 is now entering the ring with hogs weighing 245 to 250. Judge, this is Class 5, Market Hogs weighing 245 to 250.
was said it in showmanship, and I truly mean it. It's enjoyable to go to livestock shows where the crowd's not uptight. You guys are supporting the young people, and you've been very, very good. This is the best class we've had in the entire day through showmanship in here. If you would give them all a nice round of applause here, all of them. That was a big class and a lot of quality all the way down. I thought there was a lot of discussion to be had, and that's why, again, I'm willing to take just a little bit longer here. And the reason why I like pinning pigs back in a big class is because I think good stock rise to the occasion, and they have to go just a little bit longer. This is a muscle game, but it's also an endurance sport. And I think your class winner in here not only has a back, a country mile wide, he has elephant legs, and he can handle them. I think this is a wildly good pig. And that's the young lady there with the blue bear. I think that is a real nice one to lead you out. Hopefully we can all tell, again, I'm not here to tell you I'm the only place singer, it's the only way is the right way, but hopefully we can gravitate towards that pig. His chest, his forearm, his back shape, he is hairy and fat-legged and handles it really, really well. I like that pig quite a good deal. On the edge, when you get right in behind him, young lady, his hind legs just a little far out there. He's a little tight in the way he'll go from behind, but that's just being very, very nitpicky on a good piece of stock. I like that one really, really well. I thought, again, the next three had some discussion of where you wanted to go. I think there's a little more power found in one, a little nicer in terms of power, pattern and design and structure, and another, figure out where you want to be there. I like the young man here with the white belted gilt to be second, and I just really like that gilt from the profile. I know it's a market show, but she looks like a female in terms of just her look, her elegance, her silhouette. A very sound gilt that still has enough muscle and bone to me in this particular group, and I just like when she gets out and goes just a little bit nicer. I'd like to open her up, and clearly just not as beefy and as powerful as what your class winner is, but a very nice gilt from the profile. Buddy, you're going to be third. I like your pig really, really well in terms of his body type. He's bigger and bolder in terms of his rib cage. He's got more muscle, probably just from end to end in relation to the gilt in front of you. Buddy, for me, he's a little frail in terms of his bone. He's a little plain in terms of his muscle. Although he's got a lot of quantity and a lot of spread, he's just a little plain in terms of his muscle type. I thought you did a good job getting him broke, really, really well shined up. In terms of fit job, you do a great job getting him driven for us there. Young lady's got one that just wanted to fight her on the pin there in fourth, but I thought that pig needed to be in the top end because he's real, real wide and big in terms of his muscle system. He too's got a lot of product working down his top side. Young lady, as we can both kind of tell, he's a bit of a knothead, but he's also a little tight in terms of his structure up either end. I'd like to just lay him back and loosen him up. You did a great job there. We can go ahead and drop out 5, 6, and 7. We can bring all three of them out here. Young lady brings one in that really follows the same suit. When I got right behind him, I thought about moving him up a spot or two because he is a wide-built animal. He's out on his corners, got a lot of muscle and a lot of meat to him there. He too is a little tender in his step. As you watch him go out of his front end and his hind leg, he'll just knuckle and get a little tight off either end of his body there. We come in next with a pair of them. Young lady's got one that just defines, again, just true stoutness. The next three really big, muscular, stout hogs with worlds of power. As you guys can tell, he's just a little tight in terms of his movement. I wish he was sounder, but a very, very nice pig. Young man, that leaves us. Buddy, you brought a real nice bodied one that's real productive. He's sounder than the two in front of you. He's looser in terms of his build. I didn't think he had the same muscle and product as the two that beat you. That's why I slid you down there. But that was a nice pair here. Again, as we work down the line, we can go ahead and drop the next three of them out here if you guys want. Young man brings us one here that really has got a nice pattern. It has a great shape in terms of her top line. She too is an extended hog. Buddy, she's real long spined and got a good look through her front end. Kind of the same mold as you guys can tell as we worked here, just kind of 4, 5, 6, and 7. Hogs that have muscle, hogs that have look, they're also just a little tight in terms of their basic structure and their build. Young lady there in the pink shirt, you got one that's real loose and flexible. He needs a little more muscle and just a little bit more product. When we get down the top side there, come in next to a pig that's got a great shape in terms of just leanness and cutability and hard muscle. She's a little tight off either end of her body there. We come in next and conclude with one really nice in terms of just pattern, presence, and a good silhouette. Just a little tight in terms of true muscle and build there. But please give him a nice round of applause. I thought your class winner was awesome in that particular group.
That was class 5. In 11th place, we have Brooklyn Smith. In 10th place, we have Elena Martindale. In 9th place, we have Miley Young. 8th place is Zane Dangerfield. 7th place is Ezekiel Martindale. Seventh place is Lakin Bush. Fifth place is Kennedy Fisher. Fourth place is Katie Collin. Third place is Bowen Dangerfield. Second place is Carson Roach. And your class winner was Catherine Leeport. Class 6 is coming out with our pigs weighing 255 to 260. Judge, this is your class. Pigs weighing 255 to 260.
A very good class, yet at the same time, hopefully you can tell very interesting. It's going to be tough between the top two because, again, your last class winner had the muscle, the chunk, the power. We have a pair of them here that are very, very different in terms of their type and their kind. One looks like a sculpture, one's a powerhouse. One's got a boomerang hind leg that's a little bow-legged, one's got some lungs on her. So you need to figure out where you want to be between the two. End of the day, I think they both have hind legs that are a little suspect as you get in behind them. One of them's square in terms of their basic build when you go right away from you, and still looks like a drop-dead knockout from the side. We got to do something here before we get back to the grand drive because I think that gilt over there is an awfully nice one, and she still needs to be your class winner here. Give that young man a hand here if you guys would. Again, she's wanting to break down on us just a little bit, and again, I think her angles read really, really good. Part of it is she came back in showmanship twice earlier, and she is a little revved up, and the way she wants to go to the out gate, that gilt, bar none, sets the tone. When she comes out of the gate from the profile, she is built like a unique one, and then still, as she gets right in behind in relation to the gilt in second, she's so much square and secure in terms of her base width. This gilt's going to be second, and I think she is an absolute powerhouse coming at you. She has more spread, she has more bulk than what your class winner does, and with that, she's still mobile and very flexible in terms of her feet and her legs. She's a little bow-legged, for lack of better words, when you get in behind her. Just the shape of her hock, the build of her hind leg, I just don't favor. She hits me a little terminal and just a little coarse in terms of her overall build. If she was sounder from behind and square in terms of her build, I think that pair is really, really close. But again, I like both those pigs really, really well. Young man, you're going to be third. I like your bear in terms of his build and flexibility. He is a really nice one from the profile. He's the soundest one to me in terms of feet and legs, although he's a little tight from behind. Still flexible out of his front end, got a good look, but he needs a little more muscle in relation to the pair ahead. But a nice pig there from the profile. Young lady there with the glasses and the purple there, your pig has more muscle, and that's why you're in the 4th spot there. He is big backed and real muscular in terms of his type and kind. A little tight wound off either end for me, a little plain there from the profile. So we can go ahead and drop out 5, 6, and 7 here. But that was a tough group there on the top end. Again, I wish I could take both of them on the top pair and put them together. Buddy dropping in next with this kind of wide belted gilt. Brings one that's just so long-bodied and extended. She's loose, she's flexible. Buddy, I get right behind her and right in behind her shoulder. I wish she had just a little bit more muscle to her there. This pig has that very wide, not on his corners, but he's just a little tight in terms of her structure and the way she gets out and goes there off either end. Buddy, your pig of this next trio of them here probably has just the most back shape, the most cutability, and the most muscle shape to her. With that, she's a little extreme for me, and I'd like to soften her, see her just a little sounder as she goes right away off either end. We'll go ahead and let out the next few here to conclude a very nice class. We got a real muscular meat potatoes type of a pig. Once again, just a little plain for me in terms of his muscle shape when I get right in behind him. Quantity is very good. He's a wide, bulky ribbed one, just a little flat in terms of his shape and his muscle expression. Young lady, your gilt's probably as good in her skin and hair and presentation as anything in the entire class. I commend you on that. She's very sound and flexible. She too needs a little bit more muscle to compete with the hogs ahead. But she concludes a very nice group. Please give them all another nice hand here if you guys would on a tough class.
The completion of Class 6. In 9th place, we have Liberty Smith. 8th place, we have Luke Thomas. 7th place, Dawson Bonecutter. 6th place, Rayanne Olinger. 5th place, Levi Blaine. 4th place, Miranda Smith. 3rd place, Weston Steen. 2nd place, Jackson Redmond. And your class winner, Nathan Wood. I'd like to take a minute to thank some more sponsors. For this year, for Clean Stalwart, sponsored by Becky Rainey. We also have the backdrop that was donated by Rocky and Susan Sturgeon. And Ashton Auction Company donated our water. Would you please give those sponsors a round of applause? This is Class 7 coming up with Market Hogs weighing 265. Judge, this is your class with Market Hogs weighing 265.
believe we're on class 7 of 10 here, and the pigs have been really, really good. And honestly, things have gone very, very smooth so far. Just kind of getting classes in and work through here and making sure each and everybody gets a view and something talked about. It's kind of been the priority for me as we work through county fair level shows. So I really like this class. There's a lot of differences. Same time, I don't think there's a perfect pig amongst these top 3. A lot of them are really, really close. So your class winner, if he was just a bit wider, when I got right in behind him and watched him go away, I think he's an easy class winner. And that's the young lady there, the red shirt. I really like that bear's pattern. And why he wins this drive is his structure more than anything. He looks like a show bear from the profile. He's got rib and a big center body laid into him, and he travels just a little sounder than the pigs coming in second and third. And the first to tell you is you get right in behind the 3, he probably is just the most closed up all the way to the ground, but I thought he had plenty in terms of muscle in this whole entire group of the top 3. That was my favorite in terms of his basic build. The tall young man there with the real hairy gilt's going to be second. I like that gilt so well in terms of muscle. He showed her earlier, I believe, in showmanship, and I just thought in terms of true power and stoutness and back shape, that gilt was real, real impressive. A big bone one that's real, real muscular. Buddy, in relation to what our class winner is, she swings her hind leg just a little bit from behind. She's a little straighter off either end when I break her down, but I like that gilt so much in terms of back shape. A lot of the same can be said about the young man here. He brings us a gilt in third. That's just real, real long body and productive in terms of her muscle shape. Buddy, you've done a good job in terms of just getting her real shapely and real, real powerful in her type and her kind. She's starting to soften in her front feet. You can see it there. She's a little weak in her front foot as she goes away from me. I wish she was just a little sounder in terms of her base width. But those 3 were really, really nice on the top end, as I think the rest of the group here is. We dropped 4, 5, and 6 out. The young man, hey, you did a good job sticking with this gilt. She was real stubborn on you there for a little bit and didn't want to drive. You got a great presented female. I can tell you put in the work at home. Skin, hair, presentation, soundness, real, real good. She's not as opened up, but she goes right away from us as a few ahead. But I thought he did a good job with that gilt. He stuck with her. She was real, real stubborn on him there. This blue gilt here, a lot of the same can be said. Got a real nice pattern from the profile. She's a little sounder than the bear that comes in next, but maybe just a little flat. In terms of her muscle, young lady, I'd like to open her up in relation to a few of the other hogs. Buddy, you as well got a bad draw because you got a partner that doesn't want to be here today, but you got a real powerful pig, and that's why I kept working you up. We had a misunderstanding there for a second. I didn't want you down the line because I think you got a powerful pig. He is big and opened up and muscular, a little tight in terms of his structure and his build there. But as we keep working down the line here, we got another pig coming in next. A thin belted hog the young lady brings us that's maybe even just a little sounder than that blueberry. As you see, she gets out and goes real well for the young lady, just loose and real, real comfortable, just a little flat in terms of her muscle, a little small in terms of her bone makeup, but I thought her build and her structure kept her kind of over a few other series as you work down the line here. Different story here, buddy. You got one that's real muscular as well, and in terms of just product and back and muscle, real, real big in terms of her center skeleton. She too, maybe like a few others we discussed, a little ahead of the line, has a little bit of a tight step as she goes in behind. But again, I thought she had a little more muscle than the young lady's calico hog coming in next. She does a really nice job with the young lady. That gilt there really gets out and travels well for her. Very, very sound, got a loose build, the right type of feet and leg structure. In relation to a few ahead, I wish she had just a little bit more product and meat on her there, but she does a good job there with a real, real sound built one here. We can clear with the pig that's got a little more body to her, and in terms of the center feel, because she's a little shorter in terms of her kind, I do like just in terms of body and depth. As you can see there, he's just a little tender off either end there. I wish that pig was a little sounder to move up, but another awesome class there. A lot of discussion on the top end there. We'll award them with a nice hand, just like we've done here in Class 7.
That completed Class 7. In 10th place was Anna Duff. 9th place was Mackenzie Robinson. 8th place was Zayden Scarberry. 7th place was Jolie Jordan. 6th place was Jace Nance. 5th place was Mackenzie Robinson. 4th place was Brash Hefford. Isaiah Fannin was 3rd place. 2nd place, Bryson Gillespie, I'm sorry. And then 1st place, Riley Conrad was your class winner. Eighth class coming out is hogs weighing 270. We'd like to thank a couple other sponsors. The highest placed Haddon Junior Senior High School Market Hog Exhibitor will win the Michael Rainey Senior Memorial Award. And the Rookie of the Year banner is sponsored by Roadrunners 4-H Club. And this banner goes to the highest placing exhibitor in their species to show first year showing. Please give those other sponsors a round of applause. Judge, this is your class. Market hogs weighing 270.
This is a real challenging class, probably the most challenging, to be honest with you, about where I need to lay my hat on and find you a class winner, because they're just so different, and I wish I could take just a part off each and every one in the top few and put it in a blender and see what we come up with here. At the end of the day, I do feel a structure in this group, just a little suspect. We got a couple pigs that are big, tall, and narrow, and maybe got a couple pigs that are powerful and muscular, but a little tight wound. So trying to weigh out the totals, add up the positives, subtract the negatives. I like your young lady right here in front of me with this gilt to be your class winner, though. I think that gilt got a good look to it from the profile. She is as mobile and as flexible in her feet and legs as anything. And then in comparison to some other pigs, good back shape laid into her. She's lean, she's expressive, and I thought she was just a little sounder than the pigs coming in behind there. As we get through the next view, is where I thought you really had to figure out where you wanted to go and where you wanted to be. The next pig I thought had real muscle, a real product and shape, but still handled it relatively well, was the young man here in the gray Nike golf polo. He's going to be second with his gilt there. I just like true muscle, true spread, and shape and stoutness of that gilt is very good. Buddy, for me, while you're not a class winner, she's just a little tight, a little tender out of her front foot, her shoulder, and just her blade angle. I wish she was a little sounder in terms of her feet and her legs. That's where I like your bear here, young lady, and that's why I have you third here in this drive with the solid black pig. Give her a nice hand here. She's doing a good job driving this pig. I like this bear in terms of his pattern. He's a little tight now, but his angles read well in terms of flexibility. Of those three in contention, young lady, he is the plainest in terms of his top shape. He's just the most bland in terms of his muscle system. I wish I could stouten him up off either end there. The young lady with kind of the sandy gilt, the tricolored gilt here that's wanting to scream and being a escape artist, she's stubborn, sweetie, but you got a nice pig. I thought when she first came out, before she broke down on us, really, really flexible, a good-bodied, sowy type of a gilt that's got good structure. She's a little soft in terms of her shape, a little plain in terms of her muscle. I wish she'd get out and be a good partner for that young lady because it's clear she's put in quite a bit of work there. Come down the line. I like the next young man here in the gray or green here, Under Armour shirt to come in next. That pig, in terms of his shoulder back, is really impressive. Big rib cage, big muscle, real stout in terms of his feature and his foundation. His problem is, as you watch that bear get out and drive, likewise with the pig coming in behind, just too tight out of his front end. He's a little tender in terms of his front foot. Buddy, I wish he'd get out and be just a little sounder for you. He's got a world of value in terms of muscle shape. Same can be said, young lady coming in next. I think your pig follows suit in terms of his true power and muscle shape from end to end. He too is just a little tight in terms of his build and his structure there. That's why if you want to switch the young lady there in the far end, run that bear up a spot or two. Not going to argue with you because young lady, you got one that's sounder than the two in front of you. Real flexible, real loose in terms of his stride. He runs out of muscle and just horsepower in relation to a few ahead there. But she concludes another good class here as we keep working through your bear show. That was a tough group, as tough as we've seen.
That completes Class 8 for us. In 7th place is Marissa Thomas. 6th place we have Lily Ray. 5th place, Ryan Long. 4th place, Claire Watson. 3rd place, Kaylee Nance. 2nd place, Landon Long. And your class winner is Skylar Birchfield. Class 9 coming up is hogs weighing 275 to 280. Judge, this is your class.
as we're working into these heavyweight barrows, there's a lot of differences, and we're finally starting to hit that line of maturity, of acceptability, of where they're what to call a little just too much in terms of cover and finish, and then pigs hitting that weight where structures may be becoming just a bit of a concern. So I think each and every one of these four has a thing I'd like to tweak on. The one that's the most memorable and the most unique to me is the young lady with the glasses and the paisley. She's going to be your class winner. That gilt glows like a class-winning hog in terms of this freshness and shape. Very, very stout. In terms of her bone work, she really has a beautiful balance from the profile as well. At times she'll swing her hind leg just a little bit from behind. It could go just a little bit better in that regard. If you want to talk about one that is just so busted open, coming and going, really has a great shape to her, great presentation. The young lady's clearly put in a lot of work with that hog as she's worked through the summer there. The next three are so different. To kind of figure out where you want to go, I try to stay suit with having hogs with some muscle to them, but they still need to be sound in terms of their build, and that's why I like the young lady right here to be second in class. I thought that gilt just drove better than the two coming in behind in terms of her spine, her flexibility, her looseness of build. Is kind of where I want to be amongst the group. She's not as powerful maybe as the pigs in behind, but I thought she needed to be second in terms of flexibility and just design and basic build. These two pigs are my problem child because they both have muscle, they both have shape. They're both just a little tight built off either end of their skeleton there. I like the young lady right here to be third. I thought that pig really had a nice look to his front end, real stout in terms of his bone, got a good shape down his top. Sweetie for me, he rolls up in his spine a little too much as he drives. I'd like to free him up in that regard. He too, this black-headed bear coming in next, has a lot of class-leading advantages and good things you can talk about from a positive standpoint. He has a big, big chest, tons of power, and tons of muscle off either end. When push comes to shove and where I want to hang my hat, I just didn't think that bear was sound enough off either end of his skeleton. Just a little tight, a little tender, a little timid. To me, his muscle shape read just a little in the wrong direction, but a very, very powerful pig there. This young man brings us one in next. From shoulder blade back, has worlds of merit in this group as well. Long spine gill that's real expressive in her shape. Steps good out of her hip and her hind leg. It's up for everybody for me where she's a little cresty in her neck, just too straight in terms of her blade and a little flat in terms of her rib cage. As she drives right at you, she's the most collapsed in terms of her just her general build, but I like her from the profile. The young lady comes in next. Of the next three pigs, I let muscle kind of ride the young lady's gilt into the next spot. Big muscle, just a little tight and a little coarse in terms of her build. The young lady brings us one here I like in terms of build. Very sound, very flexible, loose moving type of a bear. Really gets out and goes well for her. You need just a little bit more shape and just a little bit more expression from end to end. Same thing we said about the young man here. He really did a good job with this bear. He's smooth, he gets out and goes well, he's been fed to be good-bodied, real productive, just a little plain-shaped as well. So I think we got one more class to go. A lot of fun working through them. My compliments to those young people.
That was class 9 that completed up. In 8th place, we have Luke Blaine. 7th place, we have Aviel Martindale. 6th place, we have Brooklyn Thomas. 5th place, we have Connor Blessing. 4th place, we have Connor Koenig. 3rd place, we have Jalen Wood. 2nd place, Gracie Wallace. And your class winner, Riley Davis. We have Market Hog Class 10 coming up. Last division class. Hogs weighing 285 to 295. Judge, this is your class. Market hogs weighing 285 to 295.
we can conclude our classes in a very good fashion. I look forward to seeing our 10 class winners back out here in just a few. I know it's a close call between second and third in the drive. I like the young man's bluegill here to be your class winner, though. I think that gill right there is very, very impressive in a lot of areas. She is so crisp and muscular down her back. She's got a great shape from end to end. Forehead, head shape that just reads. And as a precursor to how stout she is, I thought that was a real, real nice place to start there. At times she's a little tight from behind, but I think her contemporaries are as well. And that gilt's real, real nice. Second and third is where I thought the discussion needed to be had between the young man's black gilt and this belted gilt here. Totally different kinds, but this is more my style. The young man right here. You're going to be second in this group. I like that gilt's extension. She's a little more up and off the ground. She's a little later maturing. She gets out and goes pretty well for us here. Not just as muscular and as opened up off either end as the pigs in there. She'll roll up in her spine. She's just a little fragile in terms of her kind and overall build, but I thought her design from the side needed to be second. If you want to lobby for a little more muscle and a little bit more power, I think you can go this direction. The young man here in the black gilt, you're going to be third here in this group. And I think that gilt is just so powerful in terms of her kind. Big muscle, big back, extra density, extra stoutness from end to end. Buddy, for me, she's a little plain shape. She's just a little chubby for me, and then she gets a little tight in terms of her structure of her hind leg, but a nice gilt from just a power and a perspective there with. Buddy, you're going to be fourth here with one that a completely different story. Matches up with our third place gilt very, very well in terms of just look, design, eye appeal from the side. She's a little flat in terms of her muscle system from end to end. Put a very nice gilt there from the profile. Work through the next three or so of them here. I thought the young lady that drops in next, brought us a pig, that was just a little sounder, a little safer kind than the two in behind when you study them on the drive there. A big rib, good productive feeding type of a barra, and I still thought stayed within himself. Not as stout as a few hogs above the line, not as muscular, but a nice pig. Buddy brings one here. Good from the profile, a little flat in terms of his rib, a little plain. When I step in behind him, need a little more muscle. That's where the young ladies there rounding us out. Big muscle, powerful hog, a little tight in terms of his structure. Just like you did there, give him another nice round of applause here on all their efforts. We're going to get you some grand champions.
We're going to take a few minute break to let that last class winner rest a spell. We'd like to thank some of our other sponsors. For Grand Champion Market Hog banner this year is donated by Carolyn Koenig, Realtor with Angie Zimmerman. Reserve Champion Hog banner is going to be in memory of Mike Robinson by the Wright family. In addition to that, Reserve Champion Hog will be receiving $100 in memory of Mike Robinson, given by his wife and children. Mike helped in the hog barn for years and has multiple family members involved with the fair for many years. We also have the Grand Champion receiving a belt buckle sponsored by United Producers and Feedstock. And then we also have 11th place award for the Dale Newberry, the Keep At It Award for overall hog showing. That exhibit will receive $250 and a plaque. Class 1 winner, Henley Taylor. Weight is 210. Class 2 division winner, Kaylin Wood. Weight 230. Class winner 3, River Russell. Weight 235. Class winner 4, Grayson Adams, weight 240. Class 5, Catherine Leaport, weight 245. Class 6, Nathan Wood, weight 255. Class 7, Riley Conrad, weight 265. Class 8, Skylar Birchfield, weight 270. Class 9, Riley Davis, weight 280. Class 10, Dylan Kiefer, weight 290. Born and raised winner will receive $500 sponsored by Eastman's Foodland. Piggly Wiggly. This is the champion drive.
As we come to a conclusion here, we're going to get you a grand, I believe, name you a top 11 overall here, but it's been a very good pig show, a good crowd, good support, and 10 good classes of young people. As we get back out here, again, we got 10 good winners here represented and highlighted by 10 good kids here. Please make some noise for them and give them a nice round of applause here, please. Likewise with the show staff here, it's been a very, very good show. Getting things moved around and put together. Very, very good classes all the way down the line there. I've had a lot of fun. The pigs have been different. I won't tell you each and every class winner and second look the same. They surely don't. But I think that's just kind of what you get when you get classes of 5, 6, 10. You just got a lot of different kinds. But it's been a lot of fun. I like talking about livestock, working with young people. As you guys can tell, I can talk about it. But I'm not a big Grand Drive speech guy. So I'm not going to write you a love song here this evening. I'll get you out of here so you can get a good dinner. But to you kids, keep working at it. I guess my big thing to you guys, and I'll share more as we work through the rest of the week, find your passion and dig in and keep going for it. Don't be scared of change, because to me, being scared of change means average, and that's my biggest fear in life. So keep chasing after it, keep getting after it, put your head down and go back to work here. If you guys want to fire back up here, kids, go ahead and get driving them. I think your grands here tonight not only represents just as stout, as powerful, as chunky built hogs as you can make them, still handles it so well. Your Grand and Reserve are going to look a little different, but that's okay with me here. We're going to fire it up because I think your Grand's an absolute beast here. Young lady with this blue-eyed bear is going to get going.
Our grand champion is Catherine Leaborn, also Rookie of the Year.
This will be the last I talk before we make you a sale order of the top 11. But again, I thought your Grand was an interesting pig. He's a little different mold than a few. If you want to tell me he's a little tight, maybe not just as sleek in terms of his profile, I'll buy it. Find me a pig that's any more opened up, is any big back and true and square and hairy and stout and all those good terms. I thought that was a real darn nice one. Your Reserve, as we said, looks nothing like him. This is a whacked out superstar from the profile. Has a set of lungs on her that, man, would just drive you nuts. And she's a little bendy in her hind leg and just a little flat in terms of her kind. But again, I think she has to be Reserve in terms of uniqueness here. Give another nice round of applause here. We'll get you Reserve. We'll work down the line. I appreciate you having me. We'll see you tomorrow.
Your Reserve champion winner is Nathan Wood. place, we had Dylan Kiefer. Fourth place, we had Kylan Wood. In fifth place, we had Riley Davis. Sixth place, we have Jackson Redmond.
That didn't really work.
In seventh place, we have Lane Evick.
That's my ride ticket in. I might not come back. Might not have fun. Yeah, but I told my mom I don't have to be there for 6:30, so I came back to give you it. And he said he wanted ride tickets.
Colton Weaver is now entering the ring from 10th class. In 8th place, we have Gracie Wallace. Jalen Wood, we need you in the barn. The show ring.
You were just like, I want to get out.
Class 9.
Roger, he's got to get in here. Jalen.
Dad was just like, I want to get out.
Yeah, she just went to get it. She's getting the hole. She's coming.
We have entering the ring Jalen Wood. We have Hayden Taylor in 9th place. Class 2, we need David Zelmer to come to the ring. He has entered the ring. In 10th place, we have Colton Weaver. Caleb Stamper, please come to the ring. Class 10. th place will be the last place pick. Again, sponsors for Grand Champion Banner are Carolyn Koenig, Realtor for Angie Zimmerman. Reserve Champion Hog Banner will be from Mike Robinson by the Wright family. And that exhibitor will also receive $100 in memory of Mike Robinson by his wife and children. Grand Champion will also receive a belt buckle sponsored by United Producers and Feedstock. An 11th place award will go for the Dale Newberry Award, the Keep At It, receiving a banner and $250. Rookie of the Year again is Riley Leeport. And born and raised, Catherine Leeport. In 4th place, Caitlin Wood will also receive born and raised. And Carson Roach will be our 11th place winner. Congratulations to all the exhibitors. Thank you, Judge. Please give them a round of applause.
With 0 zoom, okay, so, but it'd be better instead of trying to get yourself too deep.